Ну что, коллеги,
Dear colleagues,
еще раз.
hello.
Мы рады вас приветствовать на
We are glad to see
встрече
you
основного
during the
недублирующего
pre-flight conference for the prime and backup crew for increments 4950. And I'd like to remind you that Interdepartmental Commission has just finished their session here, and they reviewed the results of crew training, and all the crew members were recommended to continue their pre-flight training at Baikonur.
Of Expedition 4950. I'd like to remind you that meeting of the State Commission has just finished at the conference room. And based on the results of the prime and backup crew training, the Commission recommended them to proceed training in Baikonur Cosmodrome.
Итак, разрешите вам представить основной экипаж.
And allow me to introduce the prime crew. Commander of Soyuz MS, Sergey Ryzhikov, Roscosmos.
Russia, Roscosmos.
Бортинженер Андрей
Flight engineer Andrey Borisenko, Russia, Roscosmos.
Russia, Roscosmos.
Бортинженер 2
Flight engineer 2, Shane Kimbrough, USA, NASA.
Engineer 2, Shane Kimbrough, USA, NASA.
А также дублирующий экипаж.
And I would like to introduce you the backup crew, Commander of Soyuz MS, Alexander Misurkin, Roscosmos, Russia.
Бортинженер Николай.
Flight engineer Nikolai Tikhonov, Russia, Roscosmos.
Engineer Nikolai Tikhonov, Russia, Roscosmos.
Бортинженер 2.
Flight engineer 2, Mark Vandehai,
Mark Van
NASA.
Хочу вам напомнить, что старт основного
I would like to remind you that the launch is planned on the 23rd of September from Baikonur Cosmodrome.
И, пожалуйста, первым
We would like to start our press conference, and
launch is scheduled on September 23rd from Baikonur Cosmodrome, and we are ready to start our press conference.
with the first question.
РИА Новости.
Да, здравствуйте.
RIA Novosti. Hello.
Собственно, у меня вопрос к основному экипажу.
Well, I have a question for the prime crew.
Вы что-либо с собой для ваших коллег?
Could you please tell me if you're going to bring any souvenirs or gifts to your colleagues aboard the ISS? Well, I would like to give the microphone to our spokesperson, Andrey Borisenko. Well, thank you very much. That was very unexpected. I'm glad to be the spokesperson. However, and well, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to bring up on board, and because the crew members that are currently on the ISS, they will hear this press conference, and it will no longer, our gifts will no longer surprise them. But of course, we are bringing gifts. Thank you. Это ТАСС.
Скажите, пожалуйста, я хотел узнать,
I would like to
у вас будет
ask you
индикатор невесомости, он же
about zero gravity indicators, also known as mascots. What are you bringing on board the ISS? Well, our intention was to select something unusual as a mascot, because our kids are grown up already, and the tradition that we've had at JCTC, when mascots are selected by the children of crew members, well, this tradition could not be continued at this time, and therefore we decided to select a mock-up of the future space vehicle that is currently developed in Russia. This will serve as our mascot. This vehicle is called Federatsiya, and the first flight of this vehicle should take place in the near future. And we're hoping that in this manner we will participate in flight 0 or test flight of this new space vehicle. Thank you. And the next question is from Interfax, Arseny Petrov. I have a question for NASA astronaut. What is the difference in training in JCTC, NASA, and the European Space Agency?
In Japan, in Europe, in the US, and here in Russia. The training is definitely different, I think, in each location, but it's all very professional. It gets us ready and prepared for if it's in Russia, then we're getting ready for the Soyuz mainly in the Russian segment of the station. In the U.S., we're more focused on the American section of the space station. And likewise, in Japan and Europe, we're focused on their modules and their experiments.
I agree with everything that Shane said.
Я полностью согласен со всем, что сказал Шейн.
Thank you. Thank you. Елена Белоглазова, Russian Cosmos. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on completing yet another challenging stage and the final stage of your training. It is great to see you, and I'd like to wish you good luck. First of all, I have a question regarding your call sign. Sergey, you're flying for the first time. So what call sign did you select? And my second question is regarding the flight program. I know that there will be a lot of experiments, and I would like to ask in particular about biotechnology, which is the preparation of probiotics aboard the station. Well, we have the following call sign, favor, which is a mounting. It is not a very well-known mounting because it is a rather small formation, tectonic formation. However, it is well known among certain circles. This mountain is situated in Israel, in Holy Land, and our crew is an international crew. We have peaceful purposes of our flight, and so the meaning of the name that is something that unites us and shows our aspiration towards kindness and all the good things. And then for biotechnology, yes, we're going to carry out the experiment that you mentioned, preparation of new probiotic cultures aboard the station for future missions in space, interplanetary missions. This will allow us to see what we can obtain here on Earth, what kind of products we can develop here on Earth that normalize digestion, and then further develop so-called space substance that could be developed there. And then I give the microphone to Andrey because he will be space gardener. Well, I'm not a gardener on Earth, so all my gardening experience is based on my experience on the ISS. In 2011, I was working with the previous version of LADA experiment hardware. Back then, we were growing wheat, and this time we are growing peppers. And I'm hoping that everything will go well. And of course, everything is pointing to the fact that it is going to be successful. And I think that you here on Earth will see big peppers that were grown aboard the station. And I also would like to add that we are working together with our US colleagues on a very interesting experiment. We'll be working with live mice that will be aboard the International Space Station. In fact, I've had some experience in observing mice in space flight when they were delivered aboard the station on a space shuttle flight. So I have some knowledge about it, about the so-called space mice. So Shane and I will be working on this experiment more closely this time to advance our science here on Earth. And could you please name other interesting experiments besides biotechnology? Well, our flight program includes over 50 different experiments in 6 disciplines, and personally, I cannot select an experiment that would be most interesting for me, because currently all of them look very interesting. We do have a lot of joint experiments with the United States, with the European Space Agency, and the program is full, and it requires a lot of preparation, and it is very time intensive. And of course, the results that we're going to obtain, well, we are looking forward to see what kind of results we are going to get, because it is indeed very exciting.
I don't have any particular favorites right now, but I will, I'm sure, when I get home. With our integrated crews on the front and the back end of our mission, we're going to have over 200 experiments that we're going to conduct, which is really fascinating, and it's going to be amazing science return for the people here on the ground. So we're excited to be part of that. It's an honor to be part of a program like that. It's going to benefit humanity and everybody here back on Earth.
I have a question to all the crew members. You are carrying mascots with you, and what about personal items, photographs or anything else that you will carry with you?
I'm taking some things, photos of my family and friends, and I have several things from the universities and other schools that I attended, along with some of my favorite sports teams' items.
I think that I'm really no different from all the other crew members that have flight before me. I'm going to take photographs, letters, and all the memorabilia from my from various schools that I attended, from the city where I did my military service. And well, also we're going to bring some Earth from Vostochny Cosmodrome, which and also we're going to bring some rocks from Favor mountain. Well, I think that I also have a traditional kit, so to speak. Well, I'd like to add that there is a small difference, though. I'm taking a small mascot, a dragon, because this is my horoscope sign, and I'm taking it with me again. In fact, I already took this mascot with me during my first flight, and of course I'm going to bring photographs of my family, of my friends. They will be there with me as well. And of course, in our times, we can bring up digital photographs, but printed photographs, however, will be in space, and then they will be returned to the Earth. And for me, it means that my family and friends were in space with me. Well, unfortunately, it's not possible for them to travel aboard the station yet, because currently we don't have such capabilities, scientific and technical capabilities, to bring everyone on board the station. And the photographs that we carry with us, they give us the feeling that our friends and family were able to observe our beautiful Earth from space. The next question, please. Cosmonautics Federation of Russia. And the president of our federation, we would like to, and our federation would like to congratulate you on Mir station. We had hardware to monitor Earth, which operated using different frequencies. And my question to you is the following. Are we going to have similar hardware on the station, similar cameras to observe the Earth? Well, no, we do not have a similar camera on board the Russian segment currently. However, we do have high-quality video and photo equipment, and we have various types of equipment that are used for many experiments. Multi-zonal hardware, and overall it is very advanced hardware that fulfills the same functions that you've mentioned. And I would like to add that the hardware that we currently have on board In fact, it has more capabilities than mere hardware, and of course it is not surprising because our engineering work on Earth shows that specialized equipment is much more effective than any other equipment. And indeed, there are many more capabilities of such hardware. Well, I would like to add that currently on the station, on the Russian segment, it is very crowded. Outside it is very crowded because various Earth monitoring systems are installed outside the Russian segment. For example, a telescope with 2 lenses, and we're able to obtain high quality, high resolution images, and we are able to obtain high quality images of the Earth
Спасибо большое.
within a range of half a meter.
Комиссар Федерации космонавтики
And
России
now Nikolai Subbotin, which is the from the Cosmonauts Federation of Russia. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on behalf of the President of the Federation of Cosmonautics and on behalf of the Federation. I would like to congratulate you on completing your training. And according to the current procedures of our Federation, the first time cosmonauts are given an international cosmonaut ID. And according to the current tradition, this document has number 145, and it was prepared for Ryzhikov Sergey Nikolaevich. This document, this identification document, was developed according to all the requirements, and the very last page there is a request to provide assistance if an emergency occurs in various languages. In 5 languages it is written. He will take this ID with him, and also cosmonauts put stamps in this ID, the stamps that are currently on board the station. And so I'd like to present Sergey with this ID today. Thank you. And again. Thank you. And allow me to say a few words. 450 kilometers, the altitude of your flight. Thank you very much. We shall continue with the press conference.
Passed your final exams in both the Russian segment and in the Soyuz vehicle. For any member of the prime crew, can you describe the scenarios you faced during those final exams?
So we had our space station's exam first, and so it's like they try to simulate like a day in the life on board the space station, so they give us numerous tasks to do. My Russian crewmates were there all day. I only had to attend half a day, so I had a little break there. But it culminates in an emergency situation on the space station. And for us, with the ticket that we chose, it was a fire. So we had the opportunity to work in gas masks for quite a long time and solve the problem that we had in front of us by following the procedures that we've been working on for a few years now. And everything went well.
Well, Shane said that we took that ticket. Well, in fact, it was Shane Shane, who took that question. Now it is my responsibility this time. And of course, it was a fire situation. And in my view, it was a very intensive and very exciting, interesting simulation. And we were successful, thank God. And I would like to add that that despite all the training that we receive here on Earth, everything will be different on board. This is what our experienced crew members tell us. And I have a question for backup crew. First of all, I would like to congratulate Alexander Misurkin with receiving his award. Thank you very much. And I have a question for you, and in fact for all the crew members. We know that it is your birthday on September 23rd, which is the launch date. So will you have time to celebrate your birthday? Well, I don't think that you're going to celebrate it in advance, but are you going to do something for your birthday? Well, thank you. Thank you very much for congratulating me. And about my birthday. Well, of course, we're not going to celebrate my birthday prior to my birthday. We're not superstitious, but still. And I think that the best gift for me for my birthday would be it was permission to fly. I remember a few years ago we were in Kuban, and so all of a sudden in September, despite cloudy weather, we were allowed to fly. I was really happy. It was the main gift for me back then. And then right now it is honor for me to be backup crew for the prime crew, and on my birthday, of course, it will be another reason to celebrate. And I have one more question for all the crew members. Sergey and Nikolai do not have experience in space flight, so what was it like for you to work together with more experienced crew members and to learn new technologies, etc.? And Shane, you do have shuttle flight experience, and it will be your first Soyuz flight. So, do you have any comments, or did you see significant differences? Of course, it is clear that these vehicles are completely different. So that's what
Thanks for the question.
my questions.
There will be a big
Thank
difference
you.
flying on shuttle and Soyuz, and I look forward to this new opportunity. The vehicle obviously is much smaller than the shuttle was. That's a major difference. The rocket itself in general is much smaller, but it's going to be a great ride from what all my colleagues have told me. It's going to be just amazing again to feel that experience of weightlessness for a long time, much longer than my last flight. I just look forward to working with my crewmates and joining the Expedition 49 crew that's already on board.
And regarding training with experienced crew members, well, I'd like to know that it was great. It was great that it was scheduled that way. And I'm lucky to fly with my crew members because I have an opportunity to ask what it was like in real space flight and how it will be. Also, I'd like to say that during our training, not only did we train to fulfill our professional responsibilities, but we were trained in life, so to speak. And my more experienced crew members were my mentors. They taught me patience, humility, etc. Just like in a famous Russian song, you have to be calm in order to feel joy. And then my comment regarding training with experienced crew members, Sasha, Sergey, and myself, we started training for spaceflight back in 2007 together. And it's not our first time training with experienced crew members. Well, currently Sasha is experienced, and back then we were inexperienced. Andrey Ivanovich, of course, already had his Cosmonaut ID. And he actually gave us tips on how to pass exams, how to pass medical tests, etc. We were studying together. We were friends, we were studying together, and I remember when Sasha was aboard the station, I was Glavny at MCC, and I was able to receive a lot of knowledge back then. So I'm happy to be a backup crew for my friends and be part of the same crew. We are one big friendly family. We are very close. Thank you very much. Interfax. I have a question for Prime Crew. What will you do first once you arrive aboard the ISS? Well, first of all, I think that once we arrive, of course, despite all the activities that need to be fulfilled immediately, once we join the crew, we're going to just go to our crew quarters to sleep after docking, of course, and after vehicle activation.
Get to talk to our family and friends at Sept, so that'll be a nice opportunity for us. And I'm looking forward to getting on the exercise equipment right away.
Well, I'd like to ask you about your free time. What will you be doing during your free time? Usually, crew members take photographs of the Earth, but do you have any other plans?
Photographing the Earth is a hobby of everybody up there, and I'm looking forward to that becoming one of my favorite hobbies. It's just amazing to capture the view and perspective that we have up there that most people do not have. So I've seen some great pictures from my colleagues like Doug Wheelock, who's here, and I just hope I can get them somewhat as good as Doug's pictures. So. Because it is another opportunity for us to share this experience with our family and friends here on Earth by taking pictures of things that people recognize and are meaningful or special to them.
And of course, not only will we be observing Earth and taking photographs, I have a few thoughts about the scientific program, but and I have some personal plans, but currently I'm not sure how I'm going to implement my plans. I think I will decide on board the station, so I will not comment on this for now. And, well, also, I am no different than anyone else. I'm planning to take photographs of the Earth, and I would like to take pictures of all the countries that I visited on the Earth. So it would be a great opportunity to take photographs of those places from above, from space. And if I have any free time left, then I think that I will be talking to the Earth. We are lucky to have a telephone. We can call, we can write letters and respond to letters. So I think that the free time that we will have actually will not be that much. And thank you. A question for Shane. There will be presidential elections in the United States. You will be in space. Are you going to vote? If so, then how will it be done?
Yes, I will be voting from space
Да.
by email.
Да, я буду голосовать из космоса по электронной почте.
А за кого?
Who are you going to vote for?
Без комментариев.
Thank you.
У меня вопрос, приблизительно я знаю, почему Коля пошел.
Well, I know why Nikolai chose to be cosmonaut, as well as Andrey and Mark. Sergey, you were a professional pilot. Why did you decide to become a cosmonaut? And my second question for you. You are always in training. You're training for experiments. You're training to work with hardware, with technology, and you don't have much time left to devote to your family. You're always in training, and don't you think that your life is just passing you by, so to speak? Well, because you're always in training, and you are missing out on certain things in life. Can you try to answer this question? So, regarding the first part of your question, well, just like many other boys during the Soviet times, we were dreaming about the sky, about flying, and then being a cosmonaut was something unachievable. Of course, we were reading about it, we were curious about it, but then when I was training to become pilot, I began thinking about that. And well, at the time I thought that it was not possible to achieve. And it was a big dream that I didn't think would be possible to realize. And then when I passed my medical test, I found out that I was quite healthy, and I found out about another round of selections for cosmonauts, and I decided to take a risk on it. Regarding the second part of your question about family, do you remember this famous Russian movie? It was mentioned in the movie that a mechanic's job is to wait. And I think the same goes for us. Our families are waiting for us. They support us in so many ways. I'm so grateful to my family for all the support and all the help that they give me in realizing my dreams. Well, thank you very much. And of course, this field is worth it. Of course it is. And I understand the importance of the tasks that we need to fulfill. And of course, we have to make certain sacrifices for it, which includes time with family. But I think it keeps us at it and gives us the necessary mindset to work on our tasks. And I'd like to add that during our press conference we're focused on crew members mostly, but in fact we get to meet a lot of people throughout the whole world, instructors and other people who participate in one way or another, people who make videos, photographs of us, and a lot of different specialists, people who prepare hardware, for example. Then there is a department at Energia where specialists work on documents. They work on a large amount of work which needs to be done. And then instructors. It is hard to imagine what it's like to be them, because you work for your whole life at the center, you sacrifice a lot, and at the same time you don't get to fly into space. And of course their soul is with us, with the people who get to travel to space, and thus of course, we make their dreams happen as well. And of course, we are happy. It cannot be otherwise. And I would like to note that the profession of a cosmonaut is not really a professional occupation for us. This is our lifestyle. So we cannot really say that we're missing out on life. We're just living our life, which is our profession.
Спасибо большое. Ну и, уважаемые коллеги,
Thank you very much.
прекрасной ноте наша пресс-конференция
And dear colleagues,
подходит к своему завершению.
on this note, we would like to end our conference. Thank you very much for your questions for the crew. Thank you very much for the answers.
С командой руки взяли.
Andrey, could you please hold hands with the rest of the crew members? A traditional handshake.